All right, so y'all ready?
We ready?
Hi guys.
Hey, Janika.
Hi,
Hey,
Janika.
Janika.
Where did Trina go?
I don't know where Trina went. Can you see everybody, Janika?
Oh, your audio is all jacked up on my end.
Oh, it must be your system. Denise,
Huh?
can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Dino, can you hear me?
Yep.
It's your system, Janika. You might want to turn that TV off in the background.
I can't even understand what you're saying. Every time you talk, it sounds like somebody shooting a machine gun. Like that's how broken up it is.
Only for you, though.
I didn't understand that.
Hold on. See, this is what happened.
Is it
People
only
doing.
on my end?
Yes.
Yes, that's what he's saying.
Okay, let me go out and come back in.
All
Maybe.
right.
Bam.
All right. Sorry. We'll wait till she come back. I don't know what happened to her, Trina. We'll wait till she come back too. But Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year's, everyone.
2021.
Happy New Year's. Um.
We haven't
Okay, now I
been.
think I can hear you.
Oh my God. What is she doing?
What is she doing? Is that what you said? Stop talking about
Yeah.
me.
Yeah. You over
Now I
here
can
with
hear. I
that
said
TV in
now
the
I can hear
background.
you.
Oh, okay. Listen.
What?
So let me just introduce you two because you don't know each other. So, um, Janika, Dino, Janika is the lady in my corner on the right bottom who's keep fidgeting with her camera. But she used to be my old supervisor, and now she's a fairly close friend on occasions. Uh,
An acquaintance. We're just acquaintance.
we just acquaintances. And then Janika Dino, we met doing a happy hour. He does a podcast too, and then we've been all hanging together, doing these like virtual happy hours. And he is in Texas. Um,
Okay. Hi,
I
Dino.
think.
Nice to meet you.
Hey, Jay. I'm good. All right.
Um, but yeah, did you? Would you have to drink, Janika? Anything?
Let me go to my bar and see what I
Come
would
on,
like.
bar. Come on,
Mm-hmm.
bar.
Yes, let's see.
Oh my God! All right, Dino, you were at work, right?
I'm at work, so I got another hour. But after an hour, I'm gonna start drinking. I gotta go to the
Wait, you
store.
still at work? Oh, you working from
Technically,
home?
look right here. Look at work right there.
I just got home and I'm eating, so I was drinking water right now. But I'm gonna pull out. I think I'm gonna pull out this Kettle One Citron that I have.
Okay, that's wrong with
It's
that. That
going
isn't.
hard.
That is important. It is a happy hour. So would it do any of you all have like New Year resolutions?
Not really.
I wouldn't say resolutions, maybe goals. I got goals for this year, but not
You want
resolutions.
do you mind sharing them or are they personal?
Oh no, I got a couple. Well, one like I just started school again.
Oh,
Oh,
So
I
nice.
saw that.
that's a big one. I'm just trying to finish school. I got like 5 classes left. I've been chasing my BA for like what since 2009. so so you do the math. Over 10 years in school. There you go.
Never too late though. So
Nope.
that's
Yep.
good.
Exactly. And at least you started, so that's what counts.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And focusing on finishing, so that's
Yeah.
good. What BA and what?
It's just gonna be a BA in a general studies because I'm capping off 2 associates at the same time. So I'm
Oh,
getting
okay,
2 associates and a BA. I could technically get a minor, but it's not even worth it. So
okay, all right. There's nothing wrong with that. Um, what about you, Jadika? Anything from you for New Year resolution or
No, I tend to not make resolutions. Um, I will think about normally what I want to happen or what are I do think about what my goals are more so than resolutions.
okay?
But this year I haven't made any. I haven't really identified that because there's been a lot going on, as you know, with COVID and my family, and the holidays have been less than stellar. And with all this isolation, as opposed to spending that time to be more, I guess, introspective, I've really sought escapism. And so I haven't focused a lot on, self in
Yeah.
that regard. At this point,
Yeah.
I just want to get to the point where I can get the vaccine and we can start walking around with no mask. That's what I want right now. That's my focus right now. How soon can that happen?
Tomorrow.
Hopefully,
I wish.
Well, you better hope those people who broke down the Capitol ain't still the vaccinations that were in lock, so they might be tipped over.
right.
Yeah.
Um,
I don't think DC will be the most secure spot for all of those right now. Let's spread the wealth. Let's spread it.
yeah,
Spread.
it's odd. I went to where was I yesterday? Oh, I went to the
Clarendon.
Clarendon. No, I went to the mall, Tyson's initially, and it just looks it's so odd going into the mall because it's like everything it just seems like a ghost town. Like people are there, but they're not, if that makes sense. It's like folks are just trying to get to their one store and get their things and leave. And make an extra effort to like not cross near people. It's just it's an odd process. And then I know like DC, you can't eat inside. You only can eat outside. I don't know how long that's lasting. I don't know if it's for the rest of this month or do you know, Janika?
I thought it was indefinite. I thought the last set of restrictions they put in place were open ended.
No.
They
Yeah.
have a curfew too, right?
Hmm.
They have a curfew too, DC.
I think they have to. They don't have a curfew. I think they have to stop serving alcohol at 10 o'clock,
Oh.
as opposed to I think it used to be 2 a.m.
Um,
But the 7-Elevens will still be open till 2.
You,
like,
I
Yeah.
don't know because there's a 7-Eleven down the street from me and it's not open 24 hours. Like it hadn't been open 24 hours in months.
Well, the
Gotcha.
one across the street from me never closed. It was even
yeah.
during the outbreak. Um, they stayed open 24 hours.
Mm.
But in Virginia, the only thing you can get from those type of stores are like beer and wine, because liquor you have to actually go to ABC. But ABC, they really didn't adjust their hours, did they?
I
I,
think they open later.
um, and so they were still selling the alcohol or what have you. But I think um, they like the bars and crap. You have to stop serving by 10, and so
Yeah.
you can keep having food. But most of the bars are like people ain't just coming here to eat. Fuck that. We gonna shut down
Right,
at 10.
right. That's why they put that restriction in because they knew people would get out if they couldn't
Yeah.
continue to
So
buy liquor. They get out and go, maybe not home,
you
but
got to
they
get
go
out
on
of
out of
here.
there.
Yeah. So that happened, and then I went to the casino yesterday too, and that's odd
It's
because
so odd and
it's
like
like
bizarre.
nothing is open. No
There's
restaurants,
no bar,
no bars. You can barely get water.
and the casino's still 24
The
hours,
casino is still
but
24 hours.
you can't get anything
Well, because
inside.
they want your money now. They're gonna take whatever diehard gamblers are gonna be up in there.
Yeah, it's just I mean, my rule for gambling though is $20. So
Yeah.
I get $20. If I lose it, I'm out. If I win, as long as I, maintain not losing my $20. But I lost $10, so I left.
Yeah, I'm with you. I can't tolerate. I mean, I have so many other ways to waste and burn my money.
Right.
And to see it just wiped off a table in 5 seconds,
Exactly.
to see other people's money wiped off a table like that so quickly
Exactly.
breaks my heart. So I've always said if it was up to me, Vegas would have gone down a long time ago because I don't do it. But I had a girlfriend. She's a friend of a friend, but she would be up in MGM constantly playing blackjack, dropping like $500-$600 every
Oh yeah.
weekend
Yeah,
at
no.
a minimum.
Yeah, I ain't got time for that. Go ahead.
And she'd be like, and I've heard this from gamblers before. Well, it's not just the gambling; it's the whole experience. You sit there, you talk to people, you have great conversation, you
She
have
can
a
just
good
come to Peeps
time.
Creek and talk to us.
And I'm like, now
And
what
drop
you
us
do
some
with my
money.
Yeah, donate.
I'm like, I'm not having no good conversation, a good time while I'm losing my money. No, no, thank you.
Oh yeah.
Not like that.
Yeah. And while we're at it, I should say I know I told you privately, but thank you for your donation
Oh, you're quite
to
welcome.
Nika.
Let me tell you about donations. Okay, so I want to talk about for a minute
Oh my God.
why people who
There we go.
are good at something don't understand that if you're going to convert what you're good at into a business where you want to make money off of it, why you don't understand you need business acumen too. You can't just say, I'm good at making this, I'm going to sell it, and then put it out in the universe with no infrastructure in place and no, you might not have the money right away to do something standard, right? But you do what you can, baby steps. But there are things that don't cost you money that you have to be aware of if you're going to run a business and you're going to ask people to spend their hard-earned money with you. Stuff about your attitude and mentality about customer service and thinking about how to make this an easy as an experience for the customer as you can so that you can generate more business and make more money.
Right.
So I was at Pentagon City Mall
Oh, I thought she was talking
today
about this podcast. I
at
was
the
about to say,
nail salon.
what?
I knew she wasn't talking about that, but I thought it was
I
like
felt like she was talking about you. That's why I was agreeing because I'm like, that's Tom right there.
right when she said bad attitude. I'm like, yeah, you got a nasty attitude.
Anyway, go ahead, Janika.
No. So I was at the nail salon minding my business, okay, at Pentagon City Mall, which is, you mentioned the mall. It's not as crowded as it usually is, but as you know, Pentagon City is always overrun. But it's been
I
less
hate
so
that mall.
in the last several months. But still, there were enough people there. It didn't seem as much of a ghost town. But in any event, I'm perusing Facebook while I'm getting my nails done. And I see my girlfriend has posted a pic of some egg rolls, like big egg rolls and different types, right? There's
Mm-hmm.
chicken and blah, blah, blah. It's crab cake egg rolls, shrimp and crab egg rolls. And she's promoting the fact that it's her friend who is selling these. What happened? I can't see you guys anymore.
Oh, I have a whole production. Keep going. It'll coming. They coming.
Okay. So she's like, oh, grab these. These are great. So my girlfriend lives in Springfield. So I'm thinking this girl selling these egg rolls is in Springfield, first of all. And I'm like, you know what? She's a sister. She's running a business. She's trying to get it off, do her thing. And I can run and get this. I want some shrimp and crab. Egg rolls look good. I can order those and go back home and eat them. So I, first of all, can't figure out from my girlfriend's post how to even find this business because there was no website, no phone number. She hadn't tagged the place in her Facebook post. So I had to Google it. And then that way I found the business's Facebook page. And the page had a picture of, I guess this girl does different menus every week. And so this week she was doing egg rolls. And I'm looking at the picture, and it's a picture with the prices, but there's no other information on how to order, when can you order, will you not get it for a couple of days, or is it a situation where you can get it within 30 minutes, how to pick it, like nothing. But I said, okay, I'm going to still figure this out. So I end up posting on her page, how do I order? It takes me to, it's like, oh, send her a message. You're asking a question, send her a message.
Mm-hmm.
So I send it in Facebook Messenger. And I'm like, oh, how do I order? These same questions I'm posting to her. How do I order? And what's the, the period between order and delivery, essentially. And she comes back and says, yes, this is how you order. Oh, okay. So then I asked her something else, and she says, well, the ordering period ended yesterday, but I might have some leftovers, that I can make. What did you want? Okay, I want to order the shrimp and crab egg rolls.
Mm-hmm.
So then she comes back and says, okay, I have that. And that's it. No, like, thanks so much. Okay, I have one order for you, and it'll be this much money, and it'll be ready at this time, and this is where you come pick it up. And I'm getting irritated now because I'm like, first of all, your website didn't have the information that it should have, and now I have to do all this work to figure out how to give you my money.
I mean, okay, let me ask this question. Did you order?
I did, because I still was gonna support her, but
When
it was,
when you get your order though, and how you get it?
huh? Well,
How do
let
you
me
get
tell you.
your?
So this is the other problem. This is the other issue. So then I have to ask her, okay, it's 35. So she said, so when she said yes, I had those, and I said, okay, I'd like to place an order of the shrimp and crab egg rolls. She doesn't say anything. I had to ask another question. So it's $35, right? And how do I pay you?
For egg rolls?
Yeah.
$35 for egg rolls?
Wait.
Yeah.
How many? How many?
How many
How,
come
How
in
many
there?
are you getting?
It was I don't know how to send you post the picture in here, but I took a picture. It's 5 of them. They're big. They're not that big. They look better online, of course, than they do in person. But they're big egg rolls. But it was 5 of them. They're still overpriced. But okay, so I was telling my girlfriend. I said, well, it looks like I might be making a donation because I don't know that I'm gonna be getting my money's worth, and I'm not gonna be able to refer her. Right?
That's $7 per egg roll. I can go to a Chinese restaurant right across the street and get a whole pack
It's
I
for
cheaper to
eight
make
ninety
them.
nine.
I know, but I support. I support.
Support
Right?
small businesses.
So I'm trying to
That's
support
right.
Yeah.
my sister. But that's why your customer service and your business processes need to be on point.
Yeah.
So
It needs to be aligned. And even if you have hiccups, they should not be. I mean, I think fundamental things like how to order is a
that's
necessity.
fundamental.
Well,
Yeah.
I completely agree with you. The only thing I got a question, is this a side hustle for her or is it her main gig?
I think no clue. No clue. I think she's definitely cooking out of her house,
Hmm.
right? So I don't know because when I had to confirm with her, I was like, okay, it's $35, right? And how do I pay you? And she comes back, and then she says, well, it's in Woodbridge and it'll be ready at 4:30. Can you pick it up at 4:30? Now I live in Maryland. I'm in Arlington getting my nails done in City Mall. I'm thinking I just have to bop over to Springfield. Now I got to drive all the way to hell to Woodbridge. So I'm just like, okay, I can be in Woodbridge at 4:30 to pick it up.
Bless your heart
I
first.
know.
She
Bless
tells
your
me
heart. I
how
would
to
have
pay
left the
for
egg
it.
rolls right there.
Me too, Dina. Cancel that.
Well, I had started going down this road, and again, I wanted to support her, but in my mind, I was thinking, but because you haven't approached this correctly, I can't refer you, and so now you've actually lost money, right? So
Right.
I'll go ahead and put this, and get this because maybe the egg rolls were going to be phenomenal. Now, I wasn't driving back out to Woodbridge, no matter how they tasted. But I'm still, I'll give people a chance. And I'm going to tell my girlfriend, I'm going to give this constructive criticism to my girlfriend to pass along to her because that's just ridiculous. I mean, she's not going to make no money acting like this. So, so then she says, because I'm about to ask her, how do I pick it up? Because I still don't have information on how to get it. I've paid her by Venmo. I've told her what I wanted. She told me what time. I still don't know how to get it. So she ended up sending me a message, and she said she gives me the address, and she says I'll be in the back parking lot near the IHOP.
Oh my. Okay.
Okay, so
That's
you
not
went
sketchy
to
at
go
all.
buy she went
So
to go
I'm like,
buy
wait
egg
a minute,
rolls
don't have me
and
sitting
ended up on a Facebook marketplace fucking sale.
right. I'm like, I'm gonna be in the parking lot like a drug deal, looking like I'm waiting on a drug deal to go down.
Oh Lord.
Did you eat them though? Are they good?
So I just got home like 15 minutes ago, and I just ate one. And of course, it doesn't look like it does on her website, and it was absolutely not worth the drive
You
to
know,
Woodbridge.
you
It was
should
absolutely
heat
not
some up
worth
right now and eat it
$5.
on camera.
Huh?
Eat one right now on camera and give us
I'm
your
gonna
honest
show you
opinion.
because I got them. I ate
I
one.
want to see how big they are for them to be
Me
$7.
too.
Cause I
5
got
for
I'm like, that
35.
must be
That's
a
a
burrito.
lot.
The only reason I justify the price a little bit is because she did say it's shrimp.
Shrimp and
So
crab. Okay. So, and
That's
this
a
is
little.
the size of one
It's
egg
probably
roll.
Let me
imitating
see.
crab meat.
It's big.
That's
Okay, it's a big egg roll. But the picture on the website showed like these big prawns and all this. It looked yummy on the website, but when I cut into it and opened it, it was not the same, and it hardly has any taste. It hardly has any taste, and I'm gonna tell you, she serves it with she included like a sweet and sour dipping sauce,
ooh.
which is the wrong sauce for this. I mean, this is shrimp and crab. She needed a remoulade. That would have been better.
Oh my God. Janika, bye.
That's an opinion,
Side
though.
of
She at
cabbage.
least
No, no,
tried
no.
with the
I'm a
sweet.
big foodie. I'm gonna tell you, it pairs a remoulade pairs better with shrimp and crab.
No,
Uh,
yeah, I don't see because that sweet and sour sauce is probably like that duck sauce that they give you at Chinese places.
Sorta. It was sorta like a duck sauce, but it was
Yeah.
spicy.
Okay. I don't see that being paired with shrimp or
Shrimp and
crab.
crab, right?
Maybe shrimp, but crab no for sure.
Yeah.
Because my wife is a chef, I can't eat anywhere else, is what you're saying. Because this is the problem I have all the time. Is like sometimes I prefer my wife to cook because I'm like, I know exactly what I'm getting. You know what I mean? I'm like, hey, I'm gonna get it this way, and
Mm-hmm.
I love a damn cooking, so I don't argue. I just say whenever you do it, I'm blessed. I'm blessed.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, but I've had this before,
Did you
and
go
so
with the
what
crab?
I was like, what, who is she consulting? What are her thought processes with regard to how she's going to monetize this successfully? You can cook. I mean, because if you go on the Facebook page, apparently she has all these other type of menus that have like more traditional or just regular like entree dishes. But this week she decided she was going to try these egg rolls for the menu for the week. But you know, I'm I'm just like, well, is it that you're a good cook and you were just like got to make some more money in this economy? Like I have no
So
idea.
can I ask this question? Let me make sure I understand. Are you telling me that the menu really is one item every week?
No. So if you go on her site,
She
there's
has a
several
rotating
different
menu.
dishes. Like there's a menu that's set for the week. Cause I did this before when I was ordering pre-made meals from
I
a
remember that.
lady a few months ago,
Yeah, but they were too
where
high.
they'll
They were
send
trying
you.
to get me to do that too.
Was it like a Hello Fresh thing?
It was like $900 a week.
Oh, oh, oh.
What?
That
No,
lady you talking about?
you talking about what I spent?
Yeah, no, that same lady because you sent me her information. Those pre-made meals.
Right. So it's a whole menu with all these different types of entrees and whatever, and you choose from the menu what you want, and you got to put the order in by a certain day, and then your pickup day is like Saturday or Sunday or whatever. So I guess this girl was doing this, her concept was sort of the same, but for the menu for this week, instead of doing a bunch of different entrees and stuff and desserts for you to choose from, she just decided she was gonna do all egg rolls, but it was different types, right? It was
Okay.
crab cake egg rolls, shrimp and crab egg rolls,
Egg rolls around
some
the
kind
world.
of chicken egg roll, and some kind of beef egg roll, I think.
Okay. Well, at least
So
at least you supported her
it's
Yeah,
like,
but
Yep.
here's the thing. Here's back to my original
because
point
you could have gave me
is
that $35.
just because you're good at something, doesn't mean you can just jump out there and start selling it and making money, make some kind of livelihood from it. You got to have either business acumen yourself, which a lot of creatives don't, and that's fine. But if you don't, then you need to recognize the importance of investing in getting, someone helping you to do that to make your business more profitable, to expand your clientele.
Yeah.
You
No,
can't
I
just
agree.
be like, oh, I'm gonna make this fish plate and sell it for $5 and it'll be good. You're not
see,
dealing in that type of environment
I
anymore.
could tell a lot about your work ethic by just what you're talking about. By the way, I just wanted to
Okay.
state that because it looks like no, because that's what I'm saying. It's like sometimes I try to put my standards on other people, and it it's I'm like, okay, I'm a New Yorker. I'm not gonna knock the hustle. If the egg roll is good, it's worth $35. Okay, but I think one thing that a lot of people try to do when they do side hustles is they don't look into applications, right? A lot of software nowadays can create these things, do 4 or 5 things for you, so you don't have to do it
Mm-hmm.
all.
Yep.
The reason side hustles don't do it is because it takes money out of their pocket, some type of subscription fee. But that's kind of like you got to gauge the person on how they are to the side hustle, right? Because sometimes some people, oh, hey, I could really make some money on this, and they'll start putting out some good product, and then others who are like, oh, I'm just doing this, get my $3 at Walmart from tamales, because that's what they do
Right.
down here. You can't go to
Right.
a Walmart without getting thrown tamales at you. Here.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, and the thing is, there, like I was saying before, there are things that don't cost you money if you're, trying to be this entrepreneur. It's all about attitude and approach. Like, have a description on your Facebook page about how to order, so you don't have to answer that question every single time somebody calls you. Like, provide information that people will need. Make it easy for
Yeah.
people to spend their money with you. So,
I mean, there are a lot of free things. I mean, even like doing this podcast, like I invest in things because I want it to be right.
mhm.
But there are a lot of things that are free that you can do to make whatever you're doing, whether it's a side hustle or it's a hobby that you want to explore, have other people be able to partake into your creativity or your creative ways. There's so many free options out there that can make it seem like you actually paid someone to do it. And even on Facebook itself, there are ways in which you can link payment options, PayPal, Cash App. You can make it so that it looks a little more professional.
Professional.
But meeting in the
Back of
Parking lot.
driveway of
I
a
hop parking
IHOP.
lot.
IHOP, we might we might need to think about, like, one thing that person should be thinking about is, okay, if I live in Woodbridge and I'm cooking out of my home, that's fine. Here's what I'm going to do. On these days, I'm in this location. You pick up your food at this time. Boom, boom, boom. Like, there are ways in which you can do it so that it's convenient for those who are purchasing, because you do live in Upper Marlboro, which isn't really close to Woodbridge in
At
reality.
all.
But kudos to you for going out there. I mean, that is,
And supporting.
and supporting, because if that was me, I probably would have just said,
Never mind.
get that to your kids.
Well,
I'm good.
it was Saturday, and I have been, just going from the house to work or from the house to the grocery store. And I'm really, especially today, I just needed to sort of get out, take a little ride. And so it was fine.
Yeah.
And then it started actually, like, snow was coming down.
Today?
It turned into water as soon as it rained as soon as it hit the windshield. But it was coming down as little snowflakes for a minute.
Wow. So, okay, quick switch of topics.
Yeah. Let me
Dino,
put this-
sorry.
let me put this down.
All right. So, and Houston, right?
Awesome.
Oh, Austin. I always get it messed up.
It's all good, man. I know a little about Houston. I got some friends down there.
All right. So last week, okay, I don't know how we can call it. I don't know what everyone else think about it, but I'm just going to call it the riot. When that happened at the Capitol, was there anything similar going on, like, in Austin? Because I know, like, for Michigan, for instance, there were some allegations that folks were trying to do things, particularly set up for the inauguration, to, like, take over the state capitol. Do you know of anything like that was going on in Austin?
Well, I didn't have my ear to the ground because when it actually happened, I was over at work, so I didn't. And I'm not a big newsy. Like, I try to get my info source from as clear as a source as I can get.
Mm-hmm.
But what I would say, we had a kind of the first time I've seen real snow hit Texas last. We actually got like 3 inches, which is surprising because usually there's accidents left and right, and when there's like this much water. Okay.
Right.
So to have 3 inches of snow with a bunch of people who don't know how to drive in the snow, it's pretty entertaining. You could just watch outside and you'll see a lot of stuff happen.
Yeah.
Because people are just get sliding accidents, people falling because they don't know how to walk in snow, because these guys sometimes they don't even have boots. But in regards to the Washington situation, I think the biggest impact Texas had was in the Senate. A lot of that whole stink that happened in Georgia between the Dems and the Republicans on trying to get that last seat.
Hmm.
But because of everything that's been going on with Mitch McConnell and everything that was kind of going in with the Speaker of the House, Pelosi, that's been more of an issue in Texas, as crazy as it seems. Other than I've seen a lot of people take a very sparse opinion, I
Hmm.
guess, on what was going on, because in my opinion, obviously everybody can say it was an inside job. The question is which side did the inside job, right?
Hmm.
um so there's always going to be talks, and at the end of the day, the thing is done. People got hurt, which was unnecessarily. I would have fired the guy who was pulling security on the building. I would have fired. That was the first thing I would have done,
Yeah.
because there's no way that they didn't have a QRF. Coming from a background in military, they needed a QRF there, which is a reaction force for stuff like exactly like that. When it happens, that QRF goes out and stops it. So
Yeah.
the fact that they got in tells me that it's an inside job,
Yeah.
and I don't
Yeah.
care. You could tell me whatever you want. It's an inside job, because if it was me trying to hop over that fence, you think they let me get very far? My
Well,
ass,
first,
my
no.
ass to
You,
make it make like 2 feet. Ha!
well,
That
Uh,
got greedy. That got greedy.
well, and to that point, I mean, I guess for me, the thing that irritated me about it is that okay, yeah, you can couch it as a First Amendment march all you want, right? But when my son, Christian went with us, his friends, when we were marching during the whole Black Lives Matter issue,
Multiple times, yeah.
multiple days, it DC looked like a war zone in the sense that you would have thought that you even were in Afghanistan. The amount of fencing that they had around, the amount
Tanks
of
and
tanks that they
everything.
had in the city, we couldn't even get to the steps of a monument because every monument literally was blocked off. And the fact that these people knew about this, and when I say these people, I'm talking about people in power in Washington, knew about this march ahead of time. There were warnings, at least as I understand, been sent to Washington from different field offices of FBI about the intent and purpose of this march. And you don't do anything similar to or like what you did for the Black Lives Matter, just speaks volumes about what you think about individuals. And like folks are just saying this is about the integrity
Failure
of
of manipulation.
the election and all that. That's all bullshit. Like at the end of the day, these are white folks, and I'm just going to say it the way it is, because the majority of the folks out there who were white, that they thought that this was not going to be the same issue as these black folks coming out here marching, because these black folks come out here marching and they don't have nothing else to do but destroy things. And to not have the same um, for like that, I guess I'm going to use the word. It's not like I really know the QRF, right? To not have that same concept in place is ridiculous. You get to break in the Capitol
He
building
stole
windows.
Nancy's podium.
They in the Nancy Pelosi's office. They got her podium walking down the street. Yeah,
That's
they
all right, because you know what? They arrested his ass.
they did, but you know
Yeah,
he out on bail though.
so
it's
what's
the
I completely agree with you. I think there was no equal treatment. Obviously, there's no
No,
equal treatment compared to the. But the problem is, I keep going back to the same thing. It's like, what did they really accomplish by marching, right? What did we really accomplish by marching? Because as a whole, there's still Americans that lived in America and had some specific view and decided to march on the Capitol. And it's like that coup or that group is so isolated and lost, and that's what saddens me, is that they're so stuck in a perspective or a view that they are willing to die for it and not even know what they're dying for, right? I think that there's a lot of people who actually got backlash. There was a couple. There's one guy in particular that I know from the crowd that actually got fired. They
the
fired him from his
CEO.
job or something, and there was some. But like I say, I think that there is a lot of people as a whole that have been doing a lot of snarky things, and it just, to me, it just doesn't add up. Like, Nancy Pelosi, like, oh, they attacked her house by spray painting her garage door, and then something happened with Mitch. But I'm like, hold on. If I really wanted to hurt Nancy Pelosi, do you think I'd be spray painting her door? My ass
Right.
to take my vehicle and run that shit right through the fucking garage door if I really had a problem with her. You
Yeah.
see what I'm saying? And I'm not condoning that. I'm not saying let's go ahead and start driving cars through garage doors because God forbid, I definitely will get blamed for that one. But what I'm trying to say is just in general, I think people need to really understand what they're standing behind. Like, okay, if you want to die on the sword, it's your opinion, but do it with other people's consideration. Did they consider the security guards by jumping over the fences? Did they consider about maybe a couple of kids that might have gotten tear gas as they were walking by? No one. And they're all adults. At the end of the day, they were over 18. You're an adult and you guys are making stupid decisions. I'm not saying
Well,
you don't have to rally. You can stand behind you every want. But when safety is concerned, that's where it changes for me. And I think that's where I got kind of pissy because as far as safety, there was no security there. They weren't doing shit. So
right. I mean,
sorry.
I understand your point, but it seems to be it's being made
I
in the
like that picture in the
context of
background.
an assumption that their intent was really to, or that their purpose was to exercise their First Amendment rights. And so people, people have the right to express their opinion. I agree with the fact that people have a right to express their opinion, but these people's intent from the very beginning was
Hmm.
to cause chaos and
Yeah.
to try to interrupt the counting of the electoral votes. So it's not even a question for me. It's not about, oh, they're so stupid they didn't consider, they didn't care. They moved forward despite the fact, with this behavior, without caring whether anybody, without caring about the safety. They didn't care about tear gas. No, they didn't. I mean, I think their ignorance can't arises in the context of thinking that there would be no repercussions for what they had done. And most of that is rooted in their white privilege and the history of them not having to suffer consequences for their ridiculous behavior. I mean, when, it's all over, social media and wherever, right? Where all these people who are saying, this is not who we are. And black people, people of color, people, oppressed people have known that this is who America has been from the very beginning. So in the news media, they keep, I don't like it when when they use the phrase, this was a failure of imagination because no one could imagine that no one assumed that you would have a group of white people acting this outrageously, for felons, engaging in felonious insurrection and sedition, where to Deontay's point, a black person
Ma'am,
can't
Sean,
walk down the
Sean,
street.
Sean.
Oh, Sean, right, right.
Thank you.
How Sean, oh God, how Sean was saying, black people can't walk down the street without being arrested and harassed. And so, when they say failure of imagination, what it is a reckoning and a recognition that white people always get the benefit of the doubt, that black people have been criminalized, and so you assume that you assume black people are dangerous,
Hmm.
and you always give white people the benefit of the doubt. All those people that were at the Michigan State Cap, was it the Michigan State Capitol with all those guns and stuff a
They,
few months ago?
yeah,
I mean, it's just the
they were gonna
disparity
take over the
is
Capitol.
outrageous.
But okay, so I'm sorry, and then
No, finish.
I just want to put this historical pinch to it. Okay, when the Black Panthers marched up into that Capitol in San
Mm-hmm.
Francisco in
Got
California,
gunned down.
uh, because they had a right to carry, they did everything within their power to change the laws to avoid or disallow black folks for exercising their Second Amendment right.
Mm-hmm.
Because the conception is that because you know you're right, therefore you are more dangerous. And so we need to put this in the pocket where we are still in control. And when I say we, the majority been white folks. And I'm not saying all white folks are bad by no means whatsoever. But those types of things, it just pales in comparison to what we do when we see like this last group here in Washington. Like they were here even the week before, tearing down Black Lives Matter signs from churches and all of that. Like none of that. I mean, what does that matter, and how does that connect to the electoral counting? A, and how does that count connect to the fact that you think that there was some kind of um, election fraud? Like it doesn't connect to me whatsoever. But it's frustrating. But it is what it is. But let me march up on that Capitol. I'm gonna go up there tomorrow.
Okay.
Oh,
Well,
yeah.
it was nice knowing you.
I'm
You
gonna-
can try. You can try. Let's see how that's gonna work out for you.
you coming? We're gonna go out there. I want to pay for some chandeliers from the state capitol. I want to see how strong they are.
First question is how you even gonna get into the city? Because
Exactly.
coming home from work yesterday, every off ramp into the city had both a big ass snowplow truck and a MPD SUV sitting there. So if you thought you were gonna jump off the Southeast Southwest Freeway and head into the city, think again. And then when I had to go into Virginia this morning, same thing. Well, you can't even get into the city.
I haven't tried to go back. I don't even know the last time I've been to DC.
It was
Really?
like it was
I-
probably the last time we went
I want to
out
say,
with her.
oh, with Janika. Were we in DC when we went out, Janika?
Yeah, because we went to
Uh,
Wendy's or whatever.
When?
Remember the rooftop?
Oh, for Mike's birthday.
I'm like, that was the last time.
That
we
was the
went to
last
DC.
time I've been to DC. Remember
That
we
was
went out?
last. Did we go into DC?
Yeah, afterwards. Remember we went to Dirty
Oh
Goose?
yeah. Oh, that was a while back. Yeah.
That was the last time. And I've been working at home since March. And then I started a new job and then yeah. So it's Denise, why are you so quiet? It's a happy hour.
I was eating. I was so hungry.
What'd you eat, Denise?
Hello.
I don't know what that is.
What is that? Korean?
Yeah.
No, Pelao is not Korean.
No, not Korean. Caribbean. I'm sorry. I thought he said Caribbean, although he
Oh,
said
Caribbean.
Caribbean.
Okay,
Yeah.
listen. Dino, what kind of phone you have? iPhone or Droid?
I have 2 droids.
Okay.
Why?
Let me
That's
put you in black real quick. Just a hot second.
You're
You
so
can come back.
ignorant, I
You
swear.
can come back.
Don't worry,
It's
you're
okay.
next,
It's
Denise.
okay.
You're next, Denise.
All right.
That's fine. Look, I'll
Listen.
take it.
Janika. Okay. And Dino. So we have a group chat, the
Mhm.
three of us, right? So when we're talking about topics or all that, blah, blah, blah. So Davion, my son, tells me, he texted me earlier, was like, mama got a droid. And I'm like, for what? So I was like, no. And then she sent this message. And then there's another group chat we have. It's me, her other son, Dorian, and Davion. And it's called Burke, Virginia something. I forgot what the group chat is called.
Virginia Beach. Birkin, Virginia Beach.
Yeah, Burke and Virginia Beach. So she sent the message on there, and I saw a green bubble, and I got so pissed off, and I was like, "Remove me from this group."
And I was like, okay.
She,
You know, we
See-
still have a group chat though, right?
yeah, but the problem is, it's not as in sync because if I like a message, she says it
It's gonna
doesn't.
send- it's
It
gonna
says
say
it as a text
Christian light.
message. Yeah, it's so
Mhm.
stupid. All right, you want to show your new phone? Now the
Yes.
thing is,
Can you give the background?
yeah,
of
give the background
why
on why
got
you
it
got
and
this
Of
phone.
course I can. So I am, instead of watching telenovelas, I actually watch Korean dramas. Like I've been watching them for the last 3 years. And every time, like recently within the past year, I've noticed that all the, like the main people in the drama have this flip phone. And I'm like, oh my God, that phone is so cool. Like I want it. The Korean people have it. I want it. And so I got it.
Look, Janika, look at this phone.
Oh, that's
Is-
cute.
Is that the LG? Is that an LG?
it's
Question
the
mark?
new one, right?
It's the Samsung Z Flip 5G.
Okay.
That's cute.
So in Korea, the 2 biggest vendors for phones,
Hmm.
just for your input, Sean, since you're an Apple lover,
Mm.
guess what they are? Samsung's and LG.
Samsung, I know.
And not
Yep.
Apple's.
Yep.
Because Apple support is what I don't care. How do I say? The product that Apple provides is amazing. My problem with Apple is the support. That's the only problem I have with them.
Well, and you are, and so what I also noticed too. This doesn't count for Denise because she ain't got no technological acumen whatsoever.
Excuse me.
If her internet went off, she wouldn't know what to do.
I be
Okay,
calling
And I
you.
wouldn't care either. I would be like, "Psh, whatever."
exactly. So
Watches her
what I
screen
notice is a
up.
lot of people who have some kind of background in like technology or understand it, they tend to not like Apple because Apple is very restrictive in a lot of things. The support is one of them.
Mhm.
The programming, being able to go behind the scenes program, and the developers, there's a lot of restrictions on it. But see, for me, I guess I I went strictly Apple in law school because I had a PC. I was in the middle of an exam, and for law school, you only get one grade, one shot, one exam. Like that's your grade for that class. And I was in law school in the middle of exam, and my PC just crashed.
Mm, mm.
And so when that happens, you have to run out, go outside, get a blue book, run
Ooh.
back in, and try to re-answer the question because you don't get that time back that you spent typing it out. So I got so fucking pissed off, frustrated. I was like, I am throwing this fucking computer away. And I went and got an Apple, and I've never, ever, ever had a problem with my Apple computers, with my products. And so even now, like Davion, my son, he's into music, so he wants to get a PC. And I'm like, well, you can get a PC, but you got to move to your mom's because ain't no PC
Oh
coming
my
on my
god.
infrastructure in here. Okay,
Send him right
you
over. Send him
huh?
right over.
And the sad thing is that he actually means it.
Don't come up here and bring no PC on my infrastructure in my house. You better go to the library. You better go on over to Starbucks and use their internet. Don't come up in my house with no PC talking about you about to do some work. So
What
You
is it
see,
about Apple support you don't like? What is it?
okay, so to give you a little bit of background, I'm a network engineer. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
I've been building computers since early 99, early 2000s.
Mm-hmm.
So I've seen hardware improve, I've seen the software improve and everything. The one thing that I dislike about Apple support is the Rights to Repair Act. And that's something that I find funny because as a lawyer, do you know anything about the Rights to Repair Act? Like that are going on with the tractors that farmers are using and the just basic appliances. So Apple sends lobbyists over to the state to defend the rights to repair, meaning you pay $2,000 for an Apple MacBook, right? If you did have an issue, I know you haven't had one, but if you did have an issue, how would you fix it?
you have to
You
go through
cannot.
Apple.
No. You cannot fix it, and you
You,
can't go through a third-party
yeah,
vendor to fix it
exactly.
either because then you're gonna void your warranty.
Warranty. Yep.
So depending on your warranty, then you have to submit it all the way to them. So you're telling me that I have to spend $600 or $700 because a $14 USB port went out on my Mac?
Mm,
That's righteous support to you?
well, okay. So here's what
Dino.
Yeah,
I hear
Tell
you,
him, Dino.
but let me tell you. Here's how you get around that. Okay.
There's no getting around it.
Let
Either
me tell
you
you how.
pay,
Let me tell you how.
He's
you
like, you got a new
can't.
computer.
Yeah, you can. Make sure you get your Apple, your little
care.
Apple Care, right? And this is what I do every time. Okay,
Okay.
if it's 2 years on that 1 year, 363 third day, you best believe my equipment is gonna be broke, and I'm going in and I'm getting another
Okay. So I
brand new.
That's perfect. I already know where you're going. He's like, once that 2 year hits,
I
I'm RMA, I'm RMA, and that's what it's called.
listen.
That process is called the RMA. You do a one for one, right?
Mm-hmm.
But now, guess what? You just paid $2,000, and you're probably not even gonna get the same laptop you had. Number one. Number two, if it is the same laptop, all they did was throw software on it. If they repaired
Mm.
anything, they're gonna charge you an arm and a leg. That's what always happens. So the reason I feel that Apple doesn't have the support is because I like modifying my devices. I like to be able to control my security. I like to control my VPN. I can change my ports. You can do whatever you want. So that's why I tend to go to the Android side and the PC side, just because
Yeah.
it's more you can mess with it more. That makes sense.
No, I mean, I get it. I mean, even like for instance, before I used to jailbreak my iPhones all the time, and
Hmm.
technically, if you jailbreak it, the warranty is void. But I
Correct.
always, I've always taken that jailbroken phone to Apple and always received a new one. Because you,
You have been the sole Apple user that has been able to say that because there's a lot of Apple
oh
users that
yeah,
don't have the thing. Me,
I've been dead ass. I used to jailbreak them all the time, and
yeah, here
and
it
then
is.
something
I
would
hated
happen,
doing
and
that.
I'll take it back, huh?
I hated doing that. It made him
Yeah,
so
look,
slow.
It
I'm
did
just
make him
showing you.
slow.
Yeah.
This is a $2,000 paperweight now because I can't even update it.
What is that?
Oh, a Mac.
It looked like a Mac from 1982, though.
Yeah, what
So this
year?
so this was bought in 2010. Okay, and now any of
Dude,
the
that's
I
old.
I know everybody say that, right? But guess what? My PC that's from
Sorry.
2010 is still kicking, and I don't have any problem. And if I
My
have a problem
Mac,
with it, I can
my
replace it.
Mac from 2011 still works pretty good.
Mine's don't.
Well, you probably did something to it. We
Because
I
you
got.
didn't
can't.
want to pay. You didn't want to pay Apple to fix it.
I can't
He
go
didn't want to
on
go
the-
through Apple. He wanted to be able to modify it.
Not
See,
on the head. Bam.
Apple,
Because why
if
should I
you
have
do
to
certain
pay?
modifications, they will say you don't have warranty anymore.
So, quick question: have you guys ever had an issue with your dryers or washers in your houses?
Um,
I don't own
Not
one.
yet, actually.
So I had an issue with my dryer, right?
Where you are?
And now this is where I was going back to the Rights to Repair Act. Apple sends lobbyists over to defend their. So let's say I go, hey Apple, can you please let this third party vendor, I fix it. Let's give an example, right? The rights to repair any of the MacBooks. And they'll go, okay, but they can't look at any of our schematics. So how are they supposed to fix it if you can't look at the
Well,
schematics? And
why do
that's
you need a
where,
third party to fix it instead of Apple? I don't understand.
okay, so let's say you broke and you can't even afford to ship it, hypothetically. So you want to be able to find some place locally that you can source it and fix it, right?
You think
Because
somebody that's buying a $2,000 phone can't afford to send it back to Apple?
Well, maybe take that out because okay, let's just say I've been in a situation where I wanted a fix to my computer now. I don't want to wait. I
mhm,
don't want to have to pack it up, send it to Apple, let them do what they need to do, and I need to wait days. There are some third parties who are available right now who can fix it for you, right? But the
but
problem is
mhm,
you can't really do that because it will void your warranty.
So,
yep.
Dina, what you're saying is the quality of Apple, it does not is not isn't worth the premium for you.
To me, no, because it's like I remember back in the days. You remember back in the days, you used to buy a VCR or something. I'm talking about
I'm
old.
not that old, bro.
Okay, but back in the days, even VCRs and TVs, they used to come with schematics on the back
No,
end.
I'm playing. Yeah.
So when they were messed up, people knew how to fix them. They would look at the schematic and go, "Hey, oh shit, a fuse went out. I just need to replace the fuse and I'm good." The same thing with my dryer, right? A little switch went out. Do I need to turn my whole dryer in to just can I not just get the switch and replace it, right? It should be fine and my warranty shouldn't be voided because I still own the product. But what Apple is saying that as long as anyone else touches it other than Apple, then it voids that. So
Right, and you're
I
saying for the quality that they offer versus what you get from a PC, it's not worth it to you to for the effort that you have to go through for Apple to fix it versus you being able to fix it or getting someone else to fix it for you.
correct. And
Mm.
then
Because for somebody like me,
mhm,
I think Apple products are superior, and I'm not going to figure out how to get it done. And and if that means I have to send it back to Apple, that's what I'm doing because I
mhm.
feel like Apple protects me from viruses and other headaches that I
Okay.
would have if I had a non-Apple product. But you're saying for you, it's better. It's not true for you.
Yeah,
So
because you got to understand, I'm a price for performance guy. I'm always trying to save a buck where I can. But if I can fix it myself or I can pay for it myself, I'm the type of person that rather do it myself.
okay.
Now,
Basically he a dissenter.
dissenter. But anyways,
Where he needs an Apple Genius shirt. That's what,
Yeah,
so he can
he a
wear
then
it.
you have
dissenter.
so now this is where it gets kind of complicated, and this is why I stand by rights to repair. I'm a big enthusiast for like gardening and farmers, so I'm a big farming advocate. And a lot of the farmers right now have tractors that use these GPS and skid loaders that require so much automation that they're now forcing these farmers to learn IT. Okay, they're forcing them because the equipment cannot be upgraded or updated any other way. It has to be plugged in, it has to get some firmware from the company. But what the problem is that that company is keeping control of the repair authority, and that's what the problem is. You think
But
a farmer
all of
has
them
the
are not
money?
Apple, are they?
It's no, it's not that it's Apple, but this goes back to that. The
So
reason why people use Apple so much is because it's Linux based, but most people don't even know that. They're like, "What's
mhm,
Linux?" Huh?
yeah, Linux, yeah,
That's what I'm trying to say. The reason why people like it is because it's a whole different operating system.
right.
People have issues with Windows, not with Apple. So that's where they're
I mean, for me, it's like
they're scared
Windows are
well.
kind of like Ford. So back in the day, Ford used to stand for Found on the Road Dead. Uh,
What a game.
Oh, damn.
and I've had a couple of Fords. They got a lot of problems. They had a lot of problems. That Taurus, remember that Taurus, Denise, that you had, that
That
Ford
I
Taurus?
had, yeah, but we didn't really have issues with that.
I crashed it.
Hey, that's
Um,
the first car. That's the
That's not
first
the
car I learned
problem.
how to
You.
drive in.
the Ford Found on the Road Dead. Okay,
Of
I had a
course.
pro. Listen, I had a probe, but I thought I was a shit too, though. Okay, I had this Ford probe. You know those probes where the lights come up. You turn on a car and the lights come up and it look like little eyes. And then when you turn off the car, they go down. You know what I'm talking about? Anyway, I
Like the
had that in high
McLaren.
school, right? I had no license, not licensed at first, but the car was in my name. Car was in my name. I was able to. I had a friend who was in the insurance business. I paid him $50. He put my information in the system like I had insurance. I ain't had insurance the first either. Okay. All right. Now this probe, right? I love the car, but if it stayed for longer than 3 hours, the battery died.
What?
It had a whole electrical problem, right? So every time I would go to school, I'll pop the trunk, right? Take my little screwdriver, take the little thing off the battery so the battery isn't attached. And then when I got out of school, I had to go back, pop the trunk, put the battery on, and start it up. And the thing is, when you do that, you know everything that you have programmed is no longer programmed. So all my radio stations were like out of whack. But yeah, that was a Ford. Found on the Road Dead. Like I always had a problem. So
Yeah.
PCs or Windows are like a Ford to me.
You see, the reason why they're like a four to you is because you haven't had a problem yet. When
No,
you
I haven't had
do
a
have
problem
a,
with my Mac.
and I'm gonna knock on wood. I don't wish it on you, but if you do have one,
We can rock it on this wood.
then come talk to me afterwards. Be like, I
Okay.
love Apple support, and then I'll give you $100 if you could tell me that shit.
Okay. I can see that. I can see that. But yeah, I am a Apple fanatic. Um, and that Android, I don't know. I just feel like I don't know. Y'all, in Android texters, y'all slow. Like y'all don't text on time. It's
Oh my
delayed.
god.
Like I sent a
So
text
now,
message
so
on
now we
Tuesday, and y'all
arguing.
responded on Friday, and I'm like, that was on.
All this is telling me is that I should have switched to Droid sooner. That way, he could have stopped texting me way sooner than that.
Nah,
They're
I
like,
need to
no
know.
more FaceTime calls.
Yeah, exactly. We can't now.
Yes,
We can't do our group FaceTime calls. Davion,
good.
when Davion, we need to talk. Now we got to go and do Zoom and Skype and everything in between. Like we ain't got
Perfect.
time for that.
Perfect.
Denise is having a blast with this.
I sure am.
Don't worry,
So
we'll
yeah.
start a Instagram. We can video chat on Instagram.
Oh yeah, true. We can.
You
Did you
guys
get?
what?
Oh,
Sorry, you didn't get
you
rid of
saw
us.
that I added you to the group, Denise. Janika, right?
I don't know. Where is it?
Okay, yeah. So you need to get used to using Instagram because that's how we communicate about the book club group chat.
Oh, okay.
So you
What
in the
book? What book are you guys reading right now? Question mark.
death. Do you like reading?
I read all the time,
So
man,
why don't you just join the book club? What are you doing?
because I read the books.
What?
Wait, what?
I read the
We
books.
like
I read the books. I read to read, man. So that's something I started this year. I read 7 books in the last month. So
Seven?
it's Yeah, but it's been a goal of mine. I don't know why I felt I used to read all the time, and I kind of fell out of love with reading for a while. And after I had like my whole mental thing, I started reading again, and that's helped me a lot. It's helped
Do
me a
you have a
ton.
preferred genre?
Nah, I'm an equal opportunity hater. I kind of give everything a chance, and if I don't like it, then I'll just be like, okay. But I mean, I've to kind of show you what I have. I mean, I got the Quran. I have Dan Brown. I have George
I
R. R.
love Dan
Martin.
Brown.
I read all his stuff. Like I love Deception Point, Digital Fortress, the
Yeah,
old stuff. His old
yeah.
stuff was good. But yeah, anything to kind of.
What have you read so far this month?
So this month I read Deal with It. Deal with It was one of them. I was finishing up 90 Days with the Monk by Jesse Itzler, and then 90 Days with I read a lot of self-help books because, like I said, I've been went through a lot of shit this last year, and I was kind of trying to find myself and just kind of finding what information I want to know, what do I need to be a better dad and better human. But that's pretty much
What
it.
what was that book? Um,
What's up?
the couple that you did the podcast with.
It
Are
was.
they in? Are they from England or they're not in U.S. right?
Yes, they're actually from here. He only lives about an hour from me.
Oh, I don't
So
know why I thought he was in another country when I
yeah,
looked at the video.
so he has a movie. He's more, if you know him for anything, is probably good for his movie. It's called Stop in Traffic. Dolph Lundgren was on there, the guy from Rocky Balboa.
Hmm.
But he's Australian. So to answer your
That's the
question,
accent.
he's
Okay, okay.
Australian, and it's his book that he wrote. But he's written, I think, 3 books. No Working Title is the other one I'm trying to finish by him. But his stuff is kind of complicated. I have to take it in doses.
Yeah,
Like he goes into specific structure. So I'm
yeah.
a process guy. I have to slow down there.
So just because Janika,
Well, what do you mean exactly by that?
When I read some stuff, like I read David Goggins' Can't Hurt Me.
Mm-hmm.
I don't recommend anybody read that book in one shot. Okay, if you read that
Okay.
book in one shot, you're not reading the book. You're not getting what he wants you to do because there's a challenge in each chapter. So he challenges like, hey, read this and then do execute the challenge. Read this, then execute the next challenge. Some people skip ahead because they want to just get through the book, but the intent is not that. So books like that challenge me are hard. So I spent like 2 weeks on chapter 3 of Can't Hurt Me because I just couldn't finish it. I was like, I need some time, and then I came back to it after like 2 weeks, and it was all good after that. But it's just
So
taking
that's a
time.
book that has
Mhm.
more structure that you were saying about the other guy's book.
So the Dr. King's book to me had I love the structure of his book. The way he formatted was like he would talk about what he was going through, and then at the end of it, his wife would give
I read that guy
her
before.
perspective, and then after he would give her perspective, he would reflect on both. So I thought that that was a good structure. But
Mm.
there's different book structures that I like, but I'm an analytical guy. I'm a I like knowledge. It's my biggest hobby is learning.
Denise
Mm-hmm.
took those lights that I gave Dorian and put on her bedpost.
Alrighty,
Ghetto.
bam,
Sean, were you about to ask me something a second ago?
Hold on, let me pose for the camera.
Oh my God.
bam, bam.
I'm like, why am I here?
Okay. No, what I was about to say is okay. So Dino's podcast is called Sergeant Dino Talk. Some
True talk. It's
True
just
Talk.
Tarantino's true talk. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So it's on you. He's on Speaker and all the other platforms, but he also do on the YouTube videos. And so the one of the episodes I saw was with the guy who wrote the book. What was the guy's name again? I'm sorry,
His name is Dr. King.
Dr.
Dr.
King. Yeah, yeah.
Dr. John A.
Him
King.
and his wife, right?
Hmm. His wife
Yeah.
is Melissa.
And so I was just saying that Dino at least opened up on that. At least this is the first time I knew from listening to the podcast or viewing the podcast that Dino was struggling with mental health issues. Is that a proper way to say it?
Yeah, I mean,
Um,
there's no wrong way to say it. Everybody got their issues, but
yeah,
everybody deals with it differently. You know what I
yeah.
mean?
And what I really appreciated, I really appreciate the fact that you were so open and honest about the things that you were dealing with and how that book and some of the like the stories that Dr. King were giving helped you in your own journey of like recognizing um, how to deal with whatever you were dealing with. It's always hard for me to discuss mental issues because everyone does not think about them the same way or recognize them as being mental issues. But I just thought you did it a very easy way for people to recognize that even if I'm struggling with something, okay, well, damn, maybe that is mental. Maybe I need to go and talk to someone.
Right.
So I really appreciated that. Anyway,
And I appreciate you, man. Just the fact that you listen to it, it means a lot because
yeah,
that's all I'm trying to do is make a change in one person. If
yeah,
one person listens to it and they find something useful, then I feel like I've accomplished what I need to do.
yeah.
That's,
I thought
that's all
about
I
buying a
care
book,
about.
but then I was like, I could just get Dino to mail me his version.
Well, Deontay, how did you find Dino's podcast?
Well, I just
Well,
popped on his. I Reddit stalked him.
yeah. So
You
so
stalked him.
so
No,
when
I didn't.
we were thinking about doing these virtual happy hours, and so I was like, well, let's just get random people who we don't even know, because that's kind of the whole theme of my podcast, of just random folks getting together at a bar or whatever and talking.
I wasn't
So
here,
we
right?
posted on. Oh, you want to hear? No,
Yeah.
we posted. We made a post on Reddit, and he contacted us, and this other podcast, um, Happy Not Crappy, contact us, and then Denise, a few of her friends came on, and we had this like it was like eight of us almost right that night for that happy hour,
Yep. And
and that's how we started. And then Dino's been like um, almost at every happy hour we had, and so then I found out he did podcasts, and so I automatically supported his podcast.
mhm.
So yeah. So it's it's like a small podcaster movement.
Podcast family.
That's right.
Community, yeah.
Yeah.
That's all
So
it's
it's
about.
been pretty cool. I really appreciate Dino. He has different views, but they're always respectful, and we've always been respectful of each other's views, even if we disagree.
Appreciate it, man. That's the thing. It's just a candor, and I've been trying to open up more because I was one of those guys when I came out of the military. I was shutting everybody down. Somebody be like, "Hi, how you doing?" Fuck you. Like I just didn't care.
Yeah.
I was one of those that didn't, and because I felt lost in myself. That's why I say that I had to go through all this stuff to
Yeah.
kind of really get where I was.
Where
But
you were. Yeah.
yep.
But I want to ask this question. This
Mhm.
painting, sorry, I'm making it bigger. This
Oh, this one
painting in
over
the
here.
background, I really like it. What is that
That
on the
one.
on your left shoulder? Yeah, with the little mountains.
So
Is that
that's
mountains or trees?
it is mountains and trees. I'm sure Claudia, we got this to kind of represent our trip in Korea, and that's my wife wanted a backdrop,
Denise
and
is
it's
like
Beautiful.
the
jealous.
only thing. It's the only thing that she would find, so she found it, and we pinned it up there. That's kind
Nice.
of what we wanted because we lost our view to the backyard. We used to have a view, and now we have five houses and a street. So, and it's
Yeah, no, I
really
really like it. It's really cool.
thank you, man. Appreciate it.
Yeah, but Denise thinks she's Korean.
Denise is like
I
Oh, we
half
do.
Korean
know,
at this
we know.
point.
Yeah, I feel like in a past life I must have been Korean.
She's
She's
like
converted
she
these past
comes
3 years. She's a new person.
she comes over here, and all I hear on my TV is these Korean shows. She in there talking Korean. I like, what the hell is going on?
She'll
So
literally
Denise,
sit right in
tell
front of the TV,
Yeah.
just like staring at it.
I like these dramas. They all the damn same. Like they all have the same facial expression. They got the same drama going on. Somebody cheating on somebody's significant other. I like, what are you doing?
Actually,
See, the
I heard they're
Korean
really
dramas
good
are
though.
not like that though.
I
They are
heard
not
I
about,
heard Korean dramas are pretty good actually.
Yeah,
they're
no,
way better
I don't
than
understand
the Telemundo dramas, way better.
I like the whole. I mean, I don't watch novelas, but I like the whole drama from novelas. like Telemundo. They're so dramatic with it.
But the Korean they have dramas too. It's just not as I don't know what the right word would be for the novelas that we usually watch,
Chaotic.
but these are just different, right? Like it's just I don't know.
I like the novellas because when they get into that dramatic moment,
They're like,
the camera stops, it just goes on them, and then like,
So Denise, you're fluent
Jose.
in Korean?
No, he's just saying that to say that. I probably
who
know
fluent?
like 8 words. Me.
she was fluent in Korean.
oh, Janika, she ain't, but you can't tell her that when she watching these Korean shows. She be,
Because I was gonna say, oh, how'd you get fluent in Korean? You know, I picked
She's like, I want to learn.
my the goal back up. You know, one goal I have at all times is trying to speak Spanish fluently. And I took classes in college and tried to pick up classes here and there, but I signed up for Babbel recently and just said, okay, I'll start from the beginning.
Oh,
and
Babbel.
see how I can
They actually,
improve in that.
correct me if I'm wrong, but Babbel just came out with something that's like a whole
A
subscription,
lifetime,
right? A
for
lifetime subscription.
$179 or something.
oh, can I get your password? Log in.
We want to learn French.
Negative.
I'm gonna text you.
Uh-huh. How many of my passwords you already using for?
We ain't talking about that right now.
How about you get your
HBO.
I have no recollection of anything y'all talking about. I don't know what y'all talking about. I have HBO through my unlimited plan with AT&T.
You have HBO through me.
No, I don't. I have I actually have HBO through AT&T,
Oh.
and I don't use your
Or
HBO.
DirecTV.
I use Janika's HBO. The fuck.
yeah.
I'm
I
sorry,
play
man.
direct TV. Uh-huh.
Damn, you over here act like I got it through you. I got it through. I got every channel I need through my friend Janika, because we live in the same house. HBO, we're in the same house. Just she at her auntie's house right now. She out of town.
I'm out of town.
She in the third bedroom. She out of town. Okay. Oh, but okay. So guess what? Okay, let me just say this very quickly. So for New Year, the day after Christmas, when did I decide to go to Mexico?
The 26th.
Okay,
The day before New Year's, right?
the
No,
day after
it was the day after Christmas.
the day after Christmas, I was like, "Fuck it, I'm going to Mexico." So I bought tickets. We went to Mexico, right? Let me tell you. Okay, this one over here is fluent in Spanish. Okay,
Stop. Wait. We're not about to embarrass myself.
no,
All
like
right,
that.
Christian, I had to start calling you so I can practice.
Okay, now you might want to think about this after you hear the story. Okay,
I'm like cousins.
To his defense, I already think I know where this is going. But go
so
ahead.
I'm like, okay, so
It was my birthday. Let me just say it was my birthday.
it was your birthday, fine.
My
Okay,
birthday.
And he was
and
drunk? Is that
we
the
got
excuse
bottle
to come up?
service.
we got bottle,
I
we
may
got
or may
table
not have,
service.
like,
Okay.
It was
the bottle.
it was
Drunk,
six
yeah,
six or
drunk.
seven of us, right?
Mm-hmm.
But he's the only one who speaks Spanish fluently. Okay, so we all like, okay, we getting it
Depending on
in.
him. Yeah.
Don't
With-
say we are. It was just
You like
us two.
you gotta end.
Because
No,
everyone
no,
else stayed.
I'm finishing. Let me
Oh.
finish my story. At the place, everybody getting it in, music is popping, the bottles are flowing, the drinks are flowing, right?
Mm-hmm.
This one gets so drunk that I'm like, okay, if he stays here another minute, he gonna black out on the floor. So
Oh, Jesus.
let me take him home. So
It wasn't that bad.
okay. So I tell the
I
other
don't think we
folks
can trust your recollection, Christian. Go
at
ahead.
all. I tell the other people.
I made it home. Not
No,
one scratch.
you didn't make it
They
home,
took
okay?
you home. They carried you home.
All right. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna take him home. All right.
Why
And
you
in my
sitting
head, I'm thinking, I'll be back. Okay. Okay. So we start walking down the street. All of a sudden, the Mexican police in the truck.
The policia.
The policia, you hear me?
La policía.
They
La policia.
La policia. They
Okay,
got
there's no accent. La policía.
Okay, it doesn't matter because your accent didn't help that night. Okay. So the lights come on, right? They jump in front of us, jump out the car, and speaking all this Spanish. And I'm like, I don't understand a motherfucking word y'all are saying right now at all. I'm looking at Christian. I'm like, Christian, what are they saying?
Translate.
Drunk.
Drunk
Okay.
as fuck.
You would have thought he spoke Korean. Okay. he wasn't paying attention. They putting us against the car. going trying to take my bag, and I'm like, no, you're not taking my bag. They going through the bag, and look, I had hookah, right, the little hookah piece, and they were like, oh, this is marijuana, and I was like, I said, you dumb bitch, this ain't marijuana, this is no fucking.
You called the police.
I did. I was so pissed off. I was like, this is a fucking hookah piece. You can see it right there. It's a hookah piece.
And I was the drunk one.
And he was like, nah, he was marijuana. So they go through our stuff, and I'm over here asking Christian, like, what's going on? Like, what the fuck are they saying? Because in my head, I'm thinking, whatever you do, I'm not getting in this car, right? At all. Period. Next thing I know, I hear Christian scream, get the fuck off of me, pushing the police officer because the officer was trying to steal his watch, take his watch, his Apple Watch. Then they went through my bag and they took all of my cash out of my bag there. So in my head, I'm thinking the most important thing I'm thinking about is the passports, because I'm like, you're not about to take my passport and have me stuck. Yes, because we didn't. We had a
lockbox.
We didn't have a lockbox. We had an Airbnb, so we didn't have a lockbox. So I had it in a secret compartment in my bag.
Because I've seen it in so many movies. Now go ahead.
Oh my God! And so so they stole my wallet. They were trying to take. They didn't steal the wallet. They took the money out the wallet. Then they were trying to take something else out of my bag. So I just grabbed my bag, pushed them out the way, and then took Christian, and then they pulled off after they took the money.
What?
Yes.
Well, thank God you didn't end up in a Mexican jail.
Look, all I kept thinking in my head was I was going to be shot. Like, and it's like I don't have this other person here who knows the language because he can't speak right now.
Like
they were watching you. They were watching you already.
Yes.
That's exactly what I told him. They were watching him since the beginning, and at the minute they left, they knew they had to. That was their chance to go get them.
Yeah, they were like, these are some Americans, and we're gonna jack them for their money.
They did. Yeah. So there's a funny story. Did I ever tell you about this story that I went to Puerto Rico and they tried to take my sneakers?
Who tried to take your sneakers?
No.
So I'm from PR. So I go to visit my family in El Yeso, okay? And this is the funniest shit on earth because the guy that's on top, when you come into El Yeso, it's a Barranquilla. So it's a big hill and then it cuts right. When it cuts right, there's a 2-story building. It's the first building that's there. It's not a building, more like a 2-story house. But there's a balcony there. Your man was sitting up there with a shotgun, and the taxis already knew, so the taxi left me at the top of the hill. You know what I mean? So I was like, okay, I'm gonna come in here, but this is where I fucked up their whole world with this one. I walked down, and in Spanish, he pulls the shotgun bolt, so you hear the click click, right? And he goes, "Cabrón, me gusta los tenis. I like your fucking sneakers." This is what he said. So you know what I did? I took both my sneakers off and put them shits right on the ground and kept it walking. He didn't even know what to fucking do. Like he was like, wait, hold up. He just truly leave his sneakers there. I was like, don't worry about this shit. Don't worry. I went right to my aunt's house down the block. The first thing she says, the fuck are you doing with no shoes? How the fuck you come all over here with no sneakers? This bitch fucking took it in the first building. Don't worry, I'm gonna call his mom right now. But this is what I'm trying to say is like when you're in the wrong area, you gotta kind of expect these things. Like I was always, even when I was in Afghanistan, they would pick me out. Even because when I was in Afghanistan, I got real brown. You wouldn't even be able to recognize me. And they would call me the flavor of the week, so they always used to put me in the front, and I blended in right with them. That's why they love me. They were like, "Yo, put Dino. He looks just like him, and his name is Arabic. Go." That's just the way it was, man. So you gotta, anytime you go anywhere other than the United States, realize that you are not in the United States. Okay.
Yeah, because I'm planning to go to Dubai in April again for my birthday.
But Dubai is gonna be the hotspot. There's a lot of stuff going on there.
Yeah, I know.
I'm like, Dino, you wanna come?
No, but you're not going.
I'll go. But they probably try to take
Dino, you can go.
When I get
my
over
voucher. I gotta use my voucher.
You gotta ask them to reroute you somewhere else.
Are they letting people?
Yeah, they started letting people back in.
You need to get.
Because
letting you get a visa though, because that's what you need.
Yeah, you still.
They are. But at the time they had shut it down. They would not let they will let you in, but they wouldn't let you get a visa. But they've opened it up.
Well, the CDC just passed those new guidelines day before yesterday. You got to get a test to come back in the country.
Yeah.
Look, I don't
Well,
know.
no,
I've
that's
seen
only
how
from
it
certain
happens.
countries,
Yeah.
though. Not every country.
So
Only if you're coming from certain ones.
I don't
Yeah.
know. I don't know where all you guys work, but I would ask you this question because I've been curious. I've been wondering because we have a couple of other places that are starting to implement laws or like policies for their corporations that tread that thin line between your choice and theirs. When I'm talking about as far as vaccines or testing.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll give you an example. There's
Can't get
something
no
that
free legal advice up in here, though.
no,
Y'all,
I'm not.
y'all
I
got to
know.
pay me.
Hey,
I,
I'm about to pull my wallet out. You
I
take
pay
them.
for. I charge $485 an hour.
Hey,
Okay,
I got you for 1 hour then.
You're like, up it. You're like, up it. What are you doing?
you over here trying to get some free legal advice at a
No,
happy hour.
so
No, go
no.
ahead. I'm
So the
playing.
question is like, have you guys encountered any certain situations as far like I remember I told you I was like on a bi-weekly rotation. So like my place is actually scanning and checking, and we have to check in. But now there's places that are forcing their employees to come in, even if they have some type of symptoms. Have you guys heard of something like that? Because I
Oh,
No.
so
Who is
that's
I'm a,
forcing somebody to come
because I
in?
I'm
was
not
big.
They need
I'm
to be
not I'm not
reported.
pointing no elbows, but
They
I'm
need to be
saying
reported.
this is
Yeah,
happening
you
already.
can't force me to come up in there. Especially if I have a condition that could be exacerbated by symptoms of other people. I ain't coming
Come
up in
on
there.
now.
Well, but if you're on the list, what if you're a nurse? What if you're a doctor in the
Hey,
medical field right
there's a
now?
such thing as the Americans with Disabilities Act that tells me that
They
okay,
they goddamn it, you're gonna
that,
pay me $450 after the end of the
that tells
conversation.
me that if I have some kind of medical condition, I am not going in in a situation because then
But
I'm been in a situation where I am that others are a direct threat to me.
okay, tell me what
Mm-mm.
American doesn't have a medical condition.
Oh, I don't know. I'm just telling you for that
Neither
moment.
do I, because I'm pretty
Okay,
sure every American has some type
but
of
the
issue.
thing is like okay, the vaccinations we don't even have that in check yet. You need 2 doses, right, in order for it to work. And the
I'm
first
taking
dose,
0 doses of that.
I mean, and that's your
I
choice.
was about to ask like what you guys thought about the vaccines and
Yeah,
stuff,
I
and
mean,
if
that's
you were
I'm
technically your
gonna
like,
take
choice.
it. I'm gonna
The
take it.
the only
well,
reason I won't take it is my argument is this. My
Here
specific
we
argument
go.
is that hey, I
Here we
took
go. First Amendment over here.
four
He,
sets
he
of
over here
anthrax.
marching on. He over here
Listen to me.
marching
I
on
got
Capitol
4 sets of
Hill.
anthrax up in my body doing absolutely nobody gives a fuck. So until you answer me what that's doing, then I'll take a CDC
Well, that's
shot.
yeah. I
But
mean, I
what is
get it.
it? But you got to tell me more than that. That's
Oh,
not
here we
I'll
go.
tell you two
anthrax.
things. It's an untested vaccine that people are
You
willing
remember
to
Anthrax?
fucking take.
what do you mean it's untested?
It's a
It's
Wait,
vaccine
did
that
you
untested.
ever?
has
They
not been
tested it.
approved by the
trials.
FDA yet.
Have you
That's
seen
what
it?
I
Yeah, but
was
that
ever
doesn't mean
since
it's not
Denise,
tested.
since you told me that
It's gone
kids
through
can't get it.
numerous
I was
clinical
like, oh
trials, so
no.
it's been tested.
No, it
It's
hasn't.
It
It
hasn't been
hasn't.
tested on the population as a whole or a broader
Let me
number.
see the
So
test
everyone
results.
who's getting the vaccine now are basically like guinea pigs. They're
No.
trying to see what's gonna do, what it's
Look,
gonna do.
I don't care about that because my argument is always going to be the same. It's going to be, hey, I'm a 35-year-old veteran. It's like 10 years. I am Puerto Rican. My genes suck from both my fucking sides. Tell me what kind of side effects I'm gonna get from this bullshit.
Exactly. I'm like, I'm
Yeah,
with
and
you.
I
I am
still
with
don't
you.
understand because Moderna and the other one that these two
Pfizer.
vaccines are requiring 2 doses, but here is Johnson and Johnson coming behind them with this clinical trial that they've been doing, and it's only 1 dose. What's the difference? What is the difference between
The-
these vaccines that require 2 doses while this one only requires one? It is
Well,
not recommended for kids under 18 years of age. Why? If
but
flu
okay,
shots,
so with respect to why there's a difference, do we? I mean,
do
that
we care?
exists in
Yes, we
almost
do.
okay, but this is what I'm trying to say. That exists in other types of medicines, and people don't drill down on the side effects. The pharmaceutical companies are constantly in competition and in a race in their R&D departments. I know people who
Or
have worked in the counsel's office for pharmaceutical companies, and people who have been pharmaceutical reps, and people who have otherwise been in executive positions. There's a girlfriend of mine that works for J&J Foundation right now. I know, she's been providing information to us about what she can regarding their trials. All of them have R&D departments where they spend millions and billions of dollars annually. And so they each may come out with their version of it at different times. Just because you have one pharmaceutical company that has one version that requires 2 shots, and Johnson & Johnson has another version that requires 1, for me, that's not enough for me to say, well, there must be something wrong. What Johnson & Johnson is going to say is, because they've come later as well, right? So if Moderna and Pfizer were first out the gate, Johnson & Johnson is going to say, well, we took a little longer and found a solution that provides you the same efficacy that the first set of shots does, and we only have to do it once. That doesn't make the Moderna or the Pfizer treatments, to me, suspicious or say that they're ineffective, because the shots that people are taking now have undergone medical scrutiny according to protocols they normally use. They just have gotten them out quicker, but they didn't start working on a cure for the coronavirus in the last few months. What they've talked about is they've been expecting, because this is the coronavirus has been around. This wasn't the first time it showed up. This was the particular strain in 2019. So they've been working on a vaccine for this for the past several years. And what you have is, a scenario where it just became paramount that they try to get, reach success on it sooner rather than later. So then you have resources and support that's dedicated solely to that. So to me, I don't, there's no indictment of the safety of it for me, just because,
she doing a closing
it
argument
came out quicker.
for the
What'd you say?
Let her finish.
No.
She over here doing a closing argument for pharmaceuticals. We ain't getting a goddamn dime for
Well,
none.
I will say this. I am one that
People are questioning, what about this or what about that? And it's like, we don't question other drugs that they put on the market that way. So I'm not really clear,
I don't put
why people are subjecting this to scrutiny that they don't other drugs. I understand being concerned and you want it to be safe. And I'm looking to see what kind of side effects exist for the people
All right,
who are
Janika,
taking it.
we got your point. Now we got to get an opposing point so
But
that you could come back.
I'm just saying.
All right, hold up, hold your thought,
and
because we got
I
you.
will say
You wait. Let me make sure. As I understand, Janika said, "Look, she don't care if they the Walmart or pharmaceutical or Kaiser. She gonna be in line. Okay, whoever got the cheapest price, she taking it. We got that.
She wants that mask off.
She on that black. She going on that Black Friday. She want that Black Friday vaccination. You know what I mean?
She's ready to go out.
Not about cheapest.
No, I'm just playing. All right, Denise, go ahead.
Yeah, I was just gonna say I am one that I am not opposed to the vaccine at all. Since the vaccine has started, I'm one that has said I will take the vaccine only because I do have underlying conditions. However, what I put in my body, all the shots that I receive, flu shots, medicine that I take, has been FDA approved. So the mere fact that these are clinical trials that they're going through, regardless of how long it's been out there that they've been researching it, until I have that approval from the FDA that it's been approved, I'm not taking it. That's one thing I didn't know was happening with these vaccines until my job, because I work in the health department, health industry. And they require us to take vaccines because it's the requirement of the.
And this is my whole point when I initially started, is that companies are starting to force people to take the vaccines, and they're not giving.
Well, it's
them
not.
the
First
choice.
of all, it's not even readily available for everyone. But putting that aside,
Apparently
Well,
it
My
is.
sister-
yes,
my
it
sister-
is
no.
actually. It's
Old
starting.
Connecticut.
Mariana got the email.
That are
yeah, but
already
where
on
does
the
she
list.
work?
She works at a fertility clinic.
That's the problem, because if you look at the rule, if you look at the rules to roll out for vaccinations, there's a criteria. There's the 1A, 1B. Folks who work in the health industry, and the health industry is defined broadly. Fertility would be considered part of the health industry. Like, I can't just walk in and say,
Oh,
give
yeah.
me a vaccination, because they ain't available.
No,
Because I'm not a priority on that list. Is what I'm saying.
I am.
And
But if
people who have certain conditions, like older folks and people with certain conditions,
65 and over, yeah.
they
so
are
like
on that line.
Yeah.
I just can't. What I'm saying is, I can't walk in and get it. So it's not readily available for everyone. So that's not accurate because we don't even have enough doses to do the double doses for the people who already had it.
Right, and they're releasing that the ones that they were storing for second dose so they can, give it to people. So
Sorry, go ahead. I'm sorry, Dino or Denise.
are you good, man? The
maybe
only
forget.
thing I was gonna say is just like I just think it's the American solution to the problem. That's my problem with it.
Where you going, Denise?
I got a child to take care of.
All right,
Yeah.
we got to end this happy hour soon, but go ahead because I want to go to karaoke. Um,
Oh yeah, I will record it and send it to you guys, or I'll probably go live.
Don't
anyway,
go to Mexico.
no, but FDA.
I'm
So
planning.
wait.
I'm planning on going back to Cozumel, to be honest.
Oh, I love Cozumel. So, yeah, we'll talk about that. We should all do it when this is all over because Janika want all the mask off. When this is all over. By the way, I did follow the rules. I got a COVID test 5 days after coming back from Mexico,
Negative.
and I am negative from COVID. Thank you very much.
Wait, can I?
Well, praise God.
Since you, okay,
Right.
No, don't.
I'm not saying that. So, in regards to like the vaccine and stuff, I personally, I don't. I feel like I already had COVID, like way before the pandemic like started.
He ain't got no test. It's just like
I
these
know,
people.
but I'm just saying. I'm like I've been with people that have been positive, like multiple times. Like they've told me, oh, we just tested positive and this and that, and I'm like, I've been with them, and I've gotten multiple tests on like a good 4 or 5, and they've all been negative.
Well, why don't you just thank the Lord
So I
that you've
think
been
it's like
blessed?
antibodies.
The hell, you over here trying like you should
So
just be.
Christian, you're saying you think you have the antibodies? And
So
you're
he,
immune.
so
Yeah.
basically, we need to draw his blood. We need to be
I
over here.
am the cure.
Like vampire.
We need to be sacrificing his soul.
Suck the blood out of his neck.
I hate you
Get the
guys. Never mind.
antibodies.
Well, it was fun being here.
But yeah, so I don't know how. Okay, so those. All I'm gonna say is, employers can demand all they want. Okay, but it has to. There has to be. Without this ain't legal advice for anybody, right? But it needs to be within the parameters of the law. Okay. And it also needs to be consistent with what's readily available for people to take because I don't have to disclose to you my medical history. I disclose to you my medical history when I need an accommodation or I need something else. So there are things that you may not know about me as an employee that may prohibit me from getting a vaccination or um, that will cause me to have more hesitancy with receiving a vaccination. So there are a lot of things that employers need to think about, and I understand that they are thinking about the greater good of their workforce. But the reality is that a lot of these folks are forcing people back in the workforce not because there is a decrease in productivity. It's because they want to have people in spaces that they're paying monthly rent for, and they don't want this rent to be just like these buildings and these places to be empty. That's some companies. Some companies may own their spots, but you have to think about the safety a in line with the productivity. And if you can't show that because we've been working from home, right, that we are less productive, then your argument becomes weakened from a legal standpoint, in my opinion, because you can attack a lot of things in regards to when folks are working at home. Because I know for a fact working at home, I tend to work more than if I was in office. If I was in office, I'd be walking down the hallway, talking to people, talking about let's go to Starbucks, let's go get something to eat, let's go
get
down
drinks.
here, let's go
Happy hour.
let's go on the porch. You know what I mean? But here I don't have that. It's like it's just me, so I'm like working. So yeah, I don't know. Anyway, but we'll see. When y'all get the vaccination, let me know. But I
You
ain't
gonna
get.
wait till we get it.
I ain't getting that Johnson one though. That Johnson one, they just coming on out. I'm gonna wait. That's like the dollar store. Which one? Okay, so there's a Dollar General and then there's a dollar store. What's the difference?
one of them
I don't shop in either one, so I don't know.
Dollar General is
They-
some stuff is a dollar, but
Yeah.
not everything, right?
yeah,
And Dollar Store is everything is a dollar.
Dollar Tree.
Oh wait,
Dollar
Dollar Tree.
Tree.
What's
Yep.
Dollar Store?
I don't know what the dollar store.
Oh,
is.
Dollar
Dollar
General.
Dollar store is actually the category.
Okay, so it's Dollar General.
That's $1 and up. It can be $1 and up.
Is that what when we went to for Davion's
Yeah,
birthday?
Myrtle Beach.
That was Dollar General,
Cause yeah.
and those people thought that was Macy's.
Uh-huh.
Okay, all right, that was in South Carolina. Those people thought that Dollar General was like you would have thought you were going to get Prada up in that store. All right, that's so that's Dollar General. Okay, and Dollar Tree. But Denise, which one you get your migraine pills from? Dollar Tree or Dollar General?
Dollar Tree.
And it's $1, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, cause Dollar Tree is the dollar store. Like it's $1.
Dollar Tree been out longer than Dollar General, right?
I've never been to a Dollar General.
Mm,
until-
no.
No, I
I
think
wanna
Dollar
say
General
General-
was first.
I want to say General's been out longer than
Yeah.
Tree.
So which one is better?
I mean, it just depends on which one's closer.
I won't get food from either one of them. That food like it's been there for quite some time. Like,
Expired.
Oh, I get food from there. I get the
ooh,
Wait, do you really?
Davion,
Yeah.
I'm
I
about to
get
go
the
to.
cereal. All you do is look at the expiration date. I mean, you have eyes for a reason.
Yeah, but some of those Dollar Generals are like some,
Actually, I'm gonna go with Denise on this one. Yeah, you have eyes for a reason. Like,
Look at the
they-
I think,
expiration
I think
date.
it
They
depends
have
on
the
where
same-
you are.
yeah,
Because
they have.
Tabitha Brown has done shopping in the Dollar General, and she got some good food. But she's out in California, America's breadbasket. But
that one in South Carolina wasn't good.
well,
That stuff was
Yeah.
South
expired.
I
Carolina.
guess it depends
Why
where
were
you
you in
are.
South Carolina?
We went to Myrtle Beach.
Oh, okay.
Why were you in Myrtle Beach?
We went for Davion's birthday because we were trying to figure because Denise is so like COVID conscious. We were trying to find a place that we all can go and like all hang out for Davion's birthday. So we decided
good.
Myrtle Beach because we've been to Myrtle Beach together. Well, they've been to Myrtle Beach. She and I been to Myrtle Beach, and we just felt like okay, let's just congregate. in
That
Myrtle
was
Beach.
years ago. Just for the record.
She's like, I'm not associated with you anymore.
All right, bitch. I don't care.
I love
Damn, right.
No, but it was a good time.
But, I don't care. I know one thing: when you die, I'm getting that insurance money.
No, you ain't.
You're not on the policy.
Okay, we'll talk about that
Exactly.
when I go down to that probate. When those people, when they be like, okay, Denise left this to Davion. I'm be like, he ain't. Excuse me.
No,
He
hey,
is not of age at
what
all.
was that? What
The
was that
Lord is about to
bylaw?
keep me here for 2 more years.
It's good.
So he
It's-
could be 18.
It's coming to me. Okay, I'm on my portion right now.
I hate you.
You heard Sean? You talk about in the bylaw, the scripture, you must take a COVID vaccine before being cast out. You're done.
Well, yeah, true. True.
Oh Lord.
So anyway, I appreciate y'all coming out to this kind of unplanned happy hour. It was
was
great. Janika, it was good to
You're
have you.
Thanks for
Yes.
joining us.
Thank you for having me.
You should come more often.
She joined the book club, so she'll be more often.
Well, let me
she'll be
know.
here.
She over here talking about let her know.
You don't have a choice.
Are you on your computer or your iPad?
My iPad.
Okay. Yeah, and you turned it vertical or horizontal? Horizontal
Yeah,
is
horizontal
horizon.
landscape.
Horizon.
Yeah.
Oh, you're learning.
So it's horizontal. Because the first time you started
In
it was
landscape
vertical.
mode.
Mm-hmm. Look at her. She had like she know what she talking about. She just got an iPad, and as soon as she got her iPad, the first thing she did was call me every single day. Like I know, like I am Apple support.
You basically
Oh,
are.
why didn't she call
Oh,
Apple support?
Wait a minute. You are Mr. You
Because they
are.
would have kept her on hold for like 2 days.
I'm done.
They would have kept her on hold for like 2 days.
Apple can barely even come out with a product before you buy it. So I know you not talking, Mr. Apple. Yourself.
Oh, I love Apple. I'm
And you
always
can
there.
give all the product reviews.
They need to sponsor me.
You know what I was thinking though? Actually, on the way home, I was thinking that Apple has lost some of its cachet because the whole, every year when they release their new product, right? It just would be such a production, and people would be so anxious, and it was this huge frenzy online. And now it's just like you see a commercial that the iPhone 12 came out or whatever, and I thought to myself, that really proves how one person can just make such a difference. Steve Jobs must have been just an outright genius, to where when he passed, it's like they lost their way. They're,
What?
the leader on innovation and what do you call it? Just, world changing sort of concepts and
He also was a
ideas
slave driver, though. Apparently,
that the people, eat up. It's like they don't have that anymore. Well,
he
yeah, I
was
mean,
evil.
he,
He was
somebody
Eveline.
like that is gonna, have their downside as
Do
well.
you know who Eveline is?
Eveline
Mm-hmm.
from the Wiz.
Hello. You saw where she walked. She got off that. She got off that throne and started telling that rip. That was. You don't know it because you ain't watch it. I told you to watch it. Denise, do you know the Wiz? Because I know I told you to watch it.
You
They're,
told me to
they're,
watch it, yeah.
they're
Did
talking
you
about
watch
the
it?
Wizard of Oz, by the way, guys.
No, the
I
Wiz.
probably did. I don't remember
Oh,
though.
You ain't watch it.
wait, what's
Dino, you know the Wiz?
I know of the Wiz. I didn't watch
Okay,
it
y'all
though.
need to make sure y'all watch it. I know y'all all know about Wizard of Oz with Dorothy,
oh,
little white self
This is
going
the other
around.
version, right?
The black version.
Okay,
You
the
need to
one
know
where
the
you
black
started
version.
watching the other
Okay,
time. Yeah, okay.
if you know the black version is powerful as BIPOC. Okay, BIPOC. That is Black Indigenous People of Color. Okay, we need to make sure that we promote our organizations, our movies, our history. That's important to us. That's
Oh, speaking of which,
so
I'm
the
gonna
Wiz.
try to binge a lot of Black entertainment this weekend.
BET. Mm-mm. I'm done.
Bridgerton, is that how you pronounce it?
Is that on
Shonda
BET?
Rhimes'
No,
new
that's on
project.
Netflix.
No, Netflix.
Oh, because I'm
That's
done
not.
with
That's not.
BET.
Isn't that
Ma
like full of white
Rainey's
people?
Black Bottom, huh?
Isn't that like?
Oh, I saw My
the
Rainy. That was good.
Bridgerton?
Who?
You're talking about that
Bridgerton,
show,
yeah,
right?
Shonda Rhimes' thing. Then
Oh, I didn't know it was.
Ma Rainey's Black Bottom, Sylvia's Love. Um, there were like two other things that came out that were like black movies coming out on Apple and Netflix. But I was like, oh, I got a lot of black stuff to watch this weekend. I
I
don't know if
mean,
I'm gonna get
yeah,
it
and
all
then
in.
Trina, she late. I'm gonna put her on, but I gotta tell her
So this has nothing to do with like
we
the
done, Trina.
like.
You late.
Have Janika, have you seen The Undoing
No, what is that about?
on HBO?
Oh, with Nicole Kidman.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw that.
What'd you think about it?
I thought it was good. I didn't get all the hype that how they promoted it before it came out. Like it was good. It was good writing, good
Uh-huh.
acting. And the plot, the ending did surprise me, I guess.
Yeah.
What movie is this?
You
The
know,
Undoing the show. I wanted to do a review on it.
I don't think I watched it.
You didn't. We were gonna watch it together, but I watched it.
it's worth watching.
I thought it was
But
good. It wasn't like the hype. It was like overhyped. Like
it was overhyped in the beginning, and I
Yeah.
thought it was very what's the word I'm looking for? It was a bit elitist. Like sometimes I would be watching it and I'd go, who gives a fuck really? Like
I
this
don't think
is
it was a bit.
these
elitist.
are
I think it was
A lot,
a
elitist.
lot. Yeah.
yeah, I mean it's like rich white people problems.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
I'm
And
like,
they-
oh, I'm sorry, your
you know,
PTA
so that
had
was
like, whatever. But
Hmm.
no, I agree with you.
Yeah. But I watched it to the end. It was good. It was still good. But yeah, it was a bit tedious in that regard sometimes.
Have you seen it, Dino?
Did Atrina leave?
She never joined.
Trina talking about she tried to join earlier, talking about she couldn't join. Talking about you know how black folks are.
Oh.
She tried to act like she blaming on Apple.
Oh my
Call
lord!
Apple.
Well, her internet wasn't good. She didn't want to tell nobody. It's okay. She on dial up. She's still on AOL.
Dog Wi-Fi like that.
So no. The next one she'll be there. But yeah, so we need to do this again.
Sunday.
Not tomorrow,
Oh,
because I'm trying to switch it to Saturdays.
tell me why I thought today was Friday. Okay. Yeah, next week.
Yeah, I'm trying to switch it to Saturdays. I feel like Sundays because people are getting ready for Monday.
It's a lot. But
It's a lot. And but then on
we'll figure it
Saturdays,
out.
people want to
People
go
want
out
to
and
go
party,
out.
but I mean, you can't really go out and party because you're on lockdown.
We'll figure it out.
What do y'all think? Saturday or Sundays for a happy hour?
Saturday.
Dino, I know you work, but
I mean,
what time you
either
get off on Saturdays typically?
when does your audience usually pop on? Do you know that?
Ain't nobody got time for that. I am the audience.
We are
Analytics.
the audience.
Well, I didn't say what audience, but
Whoa.
I am the audience. Okay, we got
We are the audience.
who's looking? Someone on my Facebook is looking. Someone on um, Twitch is looking. Someone on Instagram is looking. Someone on yours earlier. I mean, we get up there. It's fine. We knew. See, black folks always try to belittle things. Yeah, what audience? I am the audience.
We are the audience.
The hell. If I'm there, that's the party has started. Okay.
Okay.
I can't help that other people ain't catching up on it.
Calmate.
All right.
was this supposed to have a theme? Do they have themes, or are they just free for all?
The happy hour? No, because normally, when you go to a happy hour, you just drink and talk about anything that's going on.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
But we haven't got together since.
It was was it before Thanksgiving?
Yeah, I think the last
Yeah,
time
because
was
we were
before
talking about
Thanksgiving.
Thanksgiving, and then we talked about Christmas, and then that was the last. It's been a minute.
Oh, you know what else? I gotta watch that Michael Ealy movie, Fatale. That was another black
She's
project.
still talking about movie.
Yeah, because it just came to me.
Oh,
Se-
the thought. She's
send
just
me a-
like, she's just like you.
Send me a text message. I'm about to go. I'm going to karaoke. Okay. I'm trying to sing a song before the night ends.
He's trying to sing
And they-
Tennessee whiskey.
And they close at 10. Okay.
Well, then, the one we went to that night, I couldn't go because I smoked too much hookah. and
No,
y'all
not
said
that one.
leave.
This place is right down the street. I can walk there if I want to.
Okay.
Well,
Yeah, you better get there if they close at 10. It's almost 8 o'clock.
Well, the karaoke stops at 9. These people be signing up, and let me just say this. This is my frustration with karaoke owners. Okay, if y'all ever want to be a karaoke like DJ, okay, what you don't do is you don't keep putting on the same people on stage. When new people sign up, you immediately put them ahead of everyone else. Like, I ain't trying to see a fake Lady Gaga 18 times. Okay.
fake Dua Lipa.
Oh yeah, it's like y'all need to know like that. That's just common decency for DJing of karaoke. You want new voices.
Oh, one night in Miami.
Okay,
The
bye,
Regina
Janika.
King
We're gonna
movie.
put you on black.
That's what I got to watch.
You
this
done.
weekend, too.
Bye. Because you ain't told us what audience. We're gonna put you in black one more time just for the disrespect of this podcast. Okay. Now we'll bring you back. Okay. We ain't gonna be
but I'm
doing that.
gonna promote that because I heard Regina King has produced an Oscar-worthy film. So make sure you see it. It's about a conversation between Malcolm X, Cassius Clay, and Sam Cooke because historically they did meet one night to discuss whatever. And so this movie is expounding upon that event and focused on what conversation people think they would have been having. And I hear it's excellent. So please watch One Night in Miami.
What I hear Janika say, okay, for those of you out there who are listening or looking, okay, what I hear her say is make sure that you tune in to Peeps Creek, the cafe where we drink, listen, and converse, and we have great, exceptional conversations built around drinking, whether it's alcoholic or not. And make sure that you tune in to Sergeant Dino's True Talk, where you have true conversations of the heart to let people know how they feel. Okay, that's what I think I heard her say, because I don't think Regina King need any more promotion. Don't be promoting other people on my shit, okay?
Wait a
Talk
minute.
about Dino's thing
You
though.
can't promote for the COVID.
Wait, talking about like Dino, I didn't know Dino. I actually didn't know you had a podcast. Like, and then
Yeah,
you guys
neither
talked
did I.
about
I
it
mean,
today.
you're talking to the same person who ain't even look at our own podcast. Moving on. What the hell?
But I will be.
Look at Denise. Wait, let's make this. Let me make this big. Go ahead, Denise. Go ahead. Make that. What's that?
Okay, when did you guys ever tell me Dino had a podcast? I didn't even meet Dino the first time. I wasn't.
No. We're talking about the fact that you don't even listen to our own podcast.
Okay, you don't know that.
Oh,
we
no, I know that.
bro.
I'm on YouTube I watch it
Oh,
on YouTube.
so you got analytics for that, Sean?
Yeah.
But you don't have
You want to
analytics
see?
for
You
your
want to see my
audience.
YouTube history? You want to see my YouTube?
Oh, I
history?
got You know, there are people who listen to it in UK
Dude,
and
I have seen you get a lot of traction. You get a lot of
yeah.
traction.
I actually do look at the analytics, but for me, okay, so let me just say this: why I don't study them is because I do this because I really enjoy it, and I don't want my analytics to overrun my joy of doing it.
Yeah.
So that is why I don't study it like that. I know a lot of people do, but you know, that's kind of why I don't like look at it.
Some people do get tunnel vision. I got you.
Yeah,
I'm tracking.
yeah. Because then I feel like I'm no longer having fun and doing it, and it's becoming a chore. And technically, I'm not paying Christian, I'm not paying Denise, and I'm not paying you or Janika or all the folks who come into the happy hour. So it's like I want this to be fun, and so it's the joy of bringing people together that I care about. And so I don't want to get too like focused.
But
Although I want to make some money though.
what about this $450 bill you sent me?
For 485.
Oh, 485. Sorry.
Yeah.
Let me-
Yeah.
He said he sent me.
and that was a discount.
That
okay?
was fast.
That's because I know you. So I know it's not black.
But yes, I do listen to her podcast. Just so everyone knows.
Yeah, okay. All right. So anyway, Denise, do you want to say bye to the people?
Everyone have a great night. It was a
That's-
pleasure.
A little more enthusiastic.
Yeah, please. Like you like want to be there just because you switched from Apple to that fucking Korean phone don't mean that you gotta get Korean on us now. I mean, come on. I want some enthusiasm. Let's try this again. Take two. Denise, you want to say bye to the people?
Good night, everyone.
Yay!
See, better. All right, now we're gonna move to my bottom left. I don't know how it's on your view. Dino, you want to say bye to the people?
Bye, peeps. Thank you guys for your time, and thank you all. Jay, nice meeting you, Christian. I know you were quiet today, but hello.
And oh, do I supposed to say Jay or Janika?
Well, that was gonna be my point. I can't call you by your government name. You don't call me by mine.
Yeah,
So
don't
you
call me by
can
my
call me
government
Jay.
name on here, because when people over here be like
but you use my name.
try to
throughout
come to the
entire
courtroom talking about
podcast.
they saw me on YouTube. I gotta be able to get distance from that. I don't know who you talking about.
All right,
Okay.
guys, we're wrapping it up.
All right,
We're not getting
Jay.
into discussion.
Jay, you want to say bye?
You gonna
to
say
the
show
dude?
me the receipts? Like
Yeah, I'm gonna be like, what you talking about?
show me the receipts. Crack is whack.
Yeah. All right, Jay, you want to say bye to the people?
Deuces, people. Till next time. It's been fun. Great meeting you as well, Dino. You all stay safe and healthy.
We will. Whose dog is that?
Thank
Yours,
you.
Dino?
It's my neighbors.
Ooh.
Oh, that's loud. You're right next to them.
No, I got my window open. That's why.
Oh.
You already know.
All right.
What's in that? What's in that glass?
This one was bourbon and Red Bull.
Oh,
Bully it.
yeah. You ready for that karaoke stage, aren't you?
Oh, by the way, make sure y'all look at our website. We've updated the website from the first from a couple of times. I think it's a little cleaner. I like it. I'm excited about it. So look at
I
it.
liked it when I saw it. I liked it.
Thank you. And any feedback, suggestions, let me know.
All right.
Because I'm a one-man shop. I do the editing. I do the websites. I do it all. You understand?
I
I'm a
edit sometimes.
production right here.
Okay, it's time to go. Good night. Thanks for having me. Had a great time.
Bye.
Have a good one, guys.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.